There is discontent among Tory rankers and particularly cabinet ministers like Grant Shapps, who thinks that the election campaign was called too early, who thinks that we should have had a summer to let the positive message sink in about inflation. Of course, the problem was that inflation was likely to rise again during the summer, and the small boats were likely to continue to increase, demonstrating that the Rwanda plan is not at all the deterrent that Rishi Sunak would like it to appear to be. So now it's all about the message. It's all about one person is trying to suggest that Keir Starmer is sleepy Keir, so trying to give the impression that Keir Starmer is a sort of President Biden figure. I don't think that's got any real traction. It's just that the Labour campaign has been significantly more effective, has attracted less negative news coverage. The Labour leader didn't stand in the rain, looking lost and wet, and like the victim of somebody throwing Japanese soup all over his shoulders. It's the optics of the Conservative campaign, of the start of the Conservative campaign, are not good. And this new plan about conscription today, Rishi Sunak apparently is going to double down on this plan and say that bosses who are looking at job applications should give priority to those who have served in the military, who should give priority to people who've done their national service. It's a bold national service plan. But Angela Rayner just simply says this is diverting 1.5 billion pounds a year from levelling up to paying for a gimmick, and it's nonsensical. Sunak says, "Oh no, it's not just the levelling up money we're stealing. We're also taking money from people who have been found guilty of tax avoidance." A lot of people in senior positions in the Conservative Party then almost certainly are going to be contributing to this military operation. Maybe even Michelle Moon will have an opportunity to contribute. But it's something that's catching headlines, but not the national consciousness. It's not something which is catching on. It's catching headlines, but not catching on. And the other interesting thing about this nonsense plan is that it's not really a plan. The plan is not to introduce conscription the moment the Conservatives win the next this general election on July the 4th. So conscription won't start on July the 5th. No, there's going to be a royal commission to see how 30,000 annual participants can benefit from 2.5 billion a year investment into a military scheme, and to give them a leg up into the into the volunteering industry. No. Well, a royal commission could take anything between 3 to 5 years. So even if Rishi Sunak were to bring in this innovation, it wouldn't happen until the following Parliament. So it's a long time down the road. This is a nonsense policy designed for headlines, not for reality. And at a time when we are facing an international crisis and Putin's Russian bear is looming over the horizon, it's not time to be playing games by doing some sort of cosplay fantasy soldier exercise for 18-year-olds. We don't have the resources. Those resources of dressing everybody up for a year would be better spent with energizing and equipping our own military, not playing cosplay. This cosplay thing is something, it's nonsense. and I fear a lot of it will be mix and match. It will be cosplay and steampunk all together. Ineffective, very pretty, and completely pointless in terms of the expense. But not so different there, is it, from messing around with PPE? Maybe you could get Matt Hancock to come back from retirement as an ex-politician, an ex-minister, to come out of the stationery cupboard and run it. Oh, I'd run a cosplay military operation. Oh, yes, let me get my hands on my HB pencil and I'll scribble out a note. Ooh, I've got to find a rubber. I'm sure there'll be one here somewhere. Oh, no, that's not the rubber. Oh, no. Oh, leave me alone. Leave me alone in my stationery cupboard. Let's get this thing moving.